What's going on, everybody? It's Bryan Power, and yes, as promised, this is your special edition of the Power 5 for Week 0 of the college football season. Same thing as always. I'll run through how the market's moving, what team you need to look to sell high on, what team you maybe want to buy low on, a stat of the day, and we will round it out with a free pick, our power play of the day. So let's get right into it, being that college football, these lines have been out for a long time. There's a lot of movement to talk about, and there were two interesting moves midweek for Saturday's 7-game slate. One was in this UMass New Mexico State game, not exactly the most marquee game on Saturday, but certainly one that has seen some action. After opening 9.5, that number tumbled all the way down to as low as 6 at some shops, now back up to 7. Obviously, New Mexico State favored. We shall see where it settles. The other line that has bounced around this week is Ohio-San Diego State. That opened 4.5, went as low as 1.5 at some places, now back up to San Diego State minus 2.5. Also, USC has been getting overwhelming support. The WagerTalk.com odds screen currently has them getting 86% of the tickets and 85% of the money versus San Jose State. The Trojans are lofty 31.5-point favorites right now. That total has been bet up to 66, so certainly bettors expecting USC to hang a big number on San Jose State. More on that later. We've had a change of favorite in UTEP Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State will be making its FBS debut on Saturday. UTEP now minus 1.5. And in the other Conference USA game on Saturday, Louisiana Tech opened minus 10.5. They're now out to minus 12. That is a lot of line movement to digest. So what should we do with it? Well, when it comes to potentially selling high, as I alluded to earlier, USC is going to be the most public side on Saturday, no doubt about it. Led by Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams, the Trojans are expected to put a ton of points on a San Jose State defense that quite frankly does not bring back a ton of experience. But this spread will be massive by kickoff. I think it's going to continue to climb, and the value will be on the underdog. Remember, USC's defense was a real albatross last season. Gave up 29.2 points per game to be exact. San Jose State does have Chevon Cordero and 8 other offensive starters back. This may be a situation where you want to look to bet in-game, especially if San Diego State is down big early, get down on them with an even more inflated number. But look, there's no doubt about it. USC will be the most public side come Saturday, thus an ideal candidate for our sell high section. Now for buy low. That Ohio-San Diego State line I referenced earlier, even with the buyback on the Aztecs, probably still too low. I love my alma mater, but OU is still a MAC team on the road, heading out west with a very inexperienced secondary. At one point, playing San Diego State on the money line was probably an option here. That value is probably now gone. They're north of minus 140 if you want to do that. I wouldn't recommend that. I also think the total's a little low here. Ohio, one thing they can do is score, okay? With O'Rourke back. San Diego State's defense, not as good as usual entering 2023. But the Aztecs at home still seem a bit undervalued, at least in this Ohio grad's eyes. Our stat of the day is going to apply to the very first game on the board. Navy versus Notre Dame over in Dublin, Ireland, kicking off the season. Navy currently plus 20.5 at most shops. Here's your stat. Service academies taking points. Always a good idea. You want proof? When Army, Navy, or Air Force are an underdog of 14 or more points. Since 2005, those three schools, 42, 22, and 2 against the number at plus 14 or higher. If I were you, I'd maybe wait a little bit, shop around, try to find a Navy plus 21. Okay, guys, before we get to the power play of the day, just a reminder to smash that like button and give this show a thumbs up. You're getting an extra day of the Power 5 this week. Please comment away. Tell me if you like what you're hearing. Tell me what you want to hear more of. Let us know your favorite college football bets for Saturday. Let's continue to keep this thing interactive, just like we've done all summer for Major League Baseball. And, of course, make sure you are subscribed to the WagerTalk YouTube channel, where there is a ton of great sports betting content each and every single day. I'll be on Wager Talk Last Call Saturday morning, oh, by the way. Okay, here it is, power play of the day. I am in a generous mood here, and this is a client play, 3% total. I'm taking the over in UTEP Jacksonville State. There has been a lot of offseason chatter, obviously, on the rule changes in college football and how that will lead to a reduction in scoring. Well, I don't think that's going to apply to Jacksonville State. This is a team that averaged 36.2 points per game last year at the FCS level while ranking near the bottom of time of possession. Rich Rodriguez, a familiar name certainly from his time at West Virginia and less so Michigan, he's always going to look to play fast as possible on offense. The problem, though, as you might expect for a team coming up from the FCS level, is going to be getting stops. And I think this UTEP offense is going to score more points, not just in this game, but overall, than they did in 2022. Miners have 8 starters back on offense, including a 4-year starter at quarterback. The key for UTEP will be finishing drives. That is an area where they struggled last season. I believe they improve in that area, specifically in this game, and I like the over 54 in UTEP Jacksonville State on Saturday. And that does it for our very first Power 5 of the college football season, Week 0. Let's all go cash some tickets.